My name is Joey and my metric number is A20A2132. We are from Group 7. I will going to present the issue faced by the German logistics service. The main issue is workforce training. Workforce training is the process of training staff for enhance the performance of them as well as the productivity of the organizations. Unfortunately, training employees take a long period. This time is usually taken out of a working day, which could affect the work and productivity level. Depends on how many people you are training, it may affect work progress. If you are training a full team for a full day, this is a full loss of business for that day. This can be very costly for the company, not just financially, but also in terms of productivity. Besides that, training program for certain departments focus on theory rather than applications. This kind of lecture make it tough for employees to learn the subject. Thus, theoretical lecture makes the whole training program boring when it's for a prolonged period. When an employee lost interest, much of the material being taught is lost. Furthermore, overtraining in the job can be a waste of time and money. They also need to pay way for both the trainer as well as the employee. Instead of overtraining, business should be make sure their employee receive adequate training while not going overboard. Workforce training is required and can be forced in all organizations due to the numerous benefits it provides. Only employee training can motivate employees to aspire and do amazing things in their career. With this type of workforce training, employees are kept fresh and evergreen. As a result, it is critical to provide workforce training as needed. Thank you.
Good day, Doctor. My name is Lim Chunhao and my number metric is A20A1422. I will present for the second issues, which is recruitments and selections. Recruitments and selections concerns are issues for this German logistics service provider. We found that because one of the keys to the company was the need for a high-quality operator, intellectuals and personal criteria for hiring and selecting people were very high, and the training they need to receive was also very demanding. As a result, they are an extremely complex process in the recruitments and selections of suitable staff, resulting in a difficult and ineffective planning process that has a significant indirect impact on operational performance. As we mentioned earlier, the company needs highly skilled operators, so it will recruit in part by following stringent criteria. Consider this. When you rely on where you find potential new workers, it may appear that you have a large pool of candidates to pick from, but they lack the qualifications you require. Applicants may imagine that they are applying to a company with high standards, and when their resumes are compared to those of others, they fear that they will be excluded through the screening process, discouraging them from submitting. To sum up, recruiting and selecting employees is an important part of human resource management because it involves many aspects such as planning, approach, organizations, and implementation. Therefore, it is very important to choose the right candidate for the company, and the wrong decisions will bring unnecessary loss to the company, which may be worse than before the hiring. On the contrary, if human resource management can hire the best people for the company, as well as their professionalizations and maturity, it can bring a better development trend for the company. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Kar Mun and my metric number is A20A1411. The third problem this company is facing is about labor supplies. First, in tough economic times or when companies adopt more efficiency processes, companies can find that their employees don't have enough work to do. These conditions, known as labor supplies, is not ideal. Labor scarcity is a tough problem to solve, and labor supplies is just as difficult. The organizations may have just established new rules or procedures to improve productivity and now have to recruit too many personnel to complete the tasks. Labor supplies crisis refer to the crisis caused by the supplies or allocations of employees over the company's business strategy development needs. It usually occurs in three cases. First, in the merger and acquisitions of enterprises, the withdrawal of repeated institutions will cause redundant personnel. Second, The enterprise benefits are not good, need to cancel branches or reduce the scale of business, resulting in personnel surplus. Third, after the future of the strategy with too high a target, the high target staff and human resources allocations cause a large number of redundant staff. The crisis of surplus human resources is caused by poor company management. When the business performance of a company is poor, the market strength and prospects are dim. The human resources crisis is more prominent among many company crises. In this case, all kinds of situations in the company culture's crisis may appear, and due to the scale of business and the reductions of internal organizations and positions, it is inevitable to produce the crisis of surplus human resources. Most rank and file employees, even low-skilled ones, generally don't want to be laid off. This situation is complicated, and it often happens that those who need to be laid off cannot go, but those who need to be retained cannot be retained. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good day, sir. My name is Kang and my number metric is A20A1349. Today, I will present about the effect of first issue, which is workforce training. First, it will increasing costs for a company. This is because companies often offer the same training to employees, even if they already know the job well. Training employees all need to spend a sum of money that includes the cost of the lecture, some sundry and meats, and so on. For the long run, it will be a big expenses for company. This, the long training time not only wastes the company's resources, but also wastes the company's time. This is because there is no way to control the departure and retention of employees. Some employees have a certain chance of switching jobs to higher wages after acquiring the knowledge and skills. If a company spends a lot of time and money to training a disloyal employee, the company lost assets rather than employees or talents. In addition, work progress will delay and efficiency will drop temporarily. This is because this employee will also be scheduled for training on working days, so this training will also delay employees' work progress and make the company's operation less efficient. Lastly, there are still some benefit to training employees, that is, keep the company competitive. This is because a strong company cannot be separated from a strong employee. Only by letting employees have more knowledge can bring greater profit to the company. Wherever they are, they also can combine what they have learned with their own experience to create greater benefit and gains for the companies. That's all for me. Thanks.
Good afternoon, Doctor. My name is Chong and my metric number is A20A1304. I will present the effect of the second issue, which is selection and recruitment. First and foremost, it will bring to affect the employee's self-esteem and satisfaction towards the company, especially when there is long overall lead time and time for employees becoming operational, and it will influence them worry about their ability and position. Besides that, there is also positive effect from both sides of view. It might affect the employees to work harder to meet up the company's mission and objective. Thus, they will improve faster and become more knowledgeable. Due to this reason, majority companies will send their employees to attend more training and development programs to adapt the situation. Furthermore, if we stand on the company's view, the organizational structure will be affected when there is a constant need for laborers. Hence, Human Resource Department will play an important role to consistently recruiting and hiring employees when there is a constant turnover to make it difficult to fully perform their job duties. Meanwhile, retaining good employees will reduce turnover and the needs to constantly recruit and hire new employees. Lastly, effective recruiting and selecting employees will lead the company to get better results because the quality of goods and services will improve. After that, attracting new employees is easier when the company's reputation for hiring and training is excellent and will be consistently until the next generation and future. In conclusion, a solid and effective recruiting and selection process will definitely improve the chance of hiring the right person for the right job and position. It will also more effectively identify individuals who will fit the best into the organizational structure. That's all for my part. Thank you, and I'll pass it to my teammates.
Hi, my name is Yeoh Kar Hau and my metric number is A20A20A2089. Now we'll present about the labor surplus affect the organization. Labor surplus can define as overstaffing. It also can refer to the number of employees exceeding the labor value produced. The labor surplus will affect the organization because of too many interns enter to the organization. These actions are overstaffing at a department. Therefore, dispute between experienced employees and rookies will happen because the experienced employees will refuse any decision making by rookies. So the operation becomes complicated and the productivity becomes low. Furthermore, extra time after employees finish their work will also cause the labor surplus in the organization. This in turn leads to faster resolution of work by the employees. For example, 2 employees' volume of work has been finished by 3 employees. Therefore, many employees will become slack and the dispute among the employees happen. The cost of organization will be increased. Lastly, the mistake of human resources strategy is a serious factor that affects the organization. A higher target strategy will lead to every department having many redundant in the organization, so that the labor surplus happen and force the organization to lay off a lot of employees. This decision making is irresponsible to the employees, and the reputation and trust of an organization will be affected. Since then, the talents will not enter the organization anymore. That's all my part. Thank you.
My name is Theng Hui Min. Now I want to give recommendations for workforce training issue. German logistics service provider have a concerning issue workforce training. Regarding this problem, we can provide some solution or recommendation to the company. E-learning relies on online video, tests, and courses to provide training to employer. So why I take this for my recommendation? It is because e-learning can save training time on the job, reduce training costs for German logistics. Online learning accommodate everyone's needs, provide employer with ongoing access to key resource and fits employer flexible lifestyle. This is the application of the e-learning. There are Moodle, Degree, Talent, LMS, Rover, Guides, and Gurukan. All the application is about learning, test, and video training at the online.
Hi, my name is Amirul Zakwan Hariz and my metric number is A20A141264. So in this slide, I'm going to talk about the recommendation regarding the issue for recruitment and selection process. As you can see, we can try to advise the German logistic company by implementing a new process in the training. This is because the duration of the training takes too much time, and this amount of time can cause some additional costs among their company. We can try to suggest the company to shorten the amount of time for the training. This is because when they short the amount of time, they can receive a new amount of recruitment for every department, and they can also save some costs in the training. Next, we can try to suggest towards the company by implementing the on-floor training. This is because most of the recruitment can develop their own knowledge and abilities in order to meet the industry requirements. This is because when any candidates undergo this training, they can improve their own knowledge and scope for the job. And last but not least, we can provide some standards towards the company by putting some qualification and performance on the standard. This is because by setting some qualification they can monitor the performance of each candidate by setting some standard, so they can aware of every candidates that have the potential to excel in their own company and provide some contribution to the company.
Good day, sir. My name is Syarifah Syahadah. Binti Zainal. Metric number is A20A2009, and I will present about the recommendation for labor surplus. As we know that labor surplus is an uncontrolled surplus of workers that will cause loss in the long run. The action that needs to be done to reduce labor surplus is to carry out the organization and restructuring of the employee organization by dismissing less skilled employees is a proper action to run an operation to be able to restore efficiency in the organization as well as the profitability of the company. Besides, labor surplus can also possibly be reduced with the opening of a new branch. Opening of a new branch may incur large expenses in the beginning, but in the long run, it is able to turn over the profit as well as strengthen the organization of the company's profit, and the company will be able to survive in the logistic industry. And the third one, by stopping hiring of new employees during a situation like the pandemic is an appropriate action to take. Doing this action to give an opportunity to train potential employees to do some scope of work that they are capable of doing is also one of the best action. This action will train potential employees to become more professional in their jobs and enhance their existing experience. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.